Moving along quickly, speaking of lack of bipartisan um lack of bipartisan agreement and making Americans' lives better, I found this really great video, Graham Plantner talking about what people are now calling the Epstein class of people who are running the world for their own benefit. And I just want to listen to, I think, some of this.
That there are people out there who have so much wealth and so much power that they live in a totally different world than we do. And what the Epstein files are showing us is just how true that actually is, and also just how depraved that level of power and wealth can make people. It is it's amazing that it is really kind of bringing in a lot of folks who in other issues don't agree with each other politically, but we are all beginning to realize, right, left, Republican, Democrat, down here in the real world, we actually are just there to be exploited by a small group of people who in some ways are just kind of running the world for their own benefit. And the Epstein files show that in glaring fashion, and I think it, it's just the realization that we're all starting to wake up to this fact. And
If any one of you had read any of my work in the last decade, you would have not known this for a long time. I'm amazed it has taken everyone 15 years to finally figure out what most of us have known a very long time. Vallejo and Citizens United, you end up with people who live in a completely different world that is not accountable in the same way ordinary people are. Now, if you're the billionaire class, or the Epstein class, as we're now calling it, this is the most frightening thing, because the whole point, as we now know, thanks to the Epstein files, of identity politics was to stop a class war from breaking out. It's breaking out anyway. And this is the first indication of it. If you really get this sort of conversation going and make it less about each other and identities and much more about the people who are taking advantage of our society, that is a powerful political coalition that I guarantee you will overturn every single thing in this country. I'm happy to see this, people finally figure this out and come around on it, and finally figure out who the real responsible parties for all of this were the whole time.